Look at my Star Trek toys! What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Look at My Star Trek Toys. I almost forgot the episode, what show we were doing.
That makes sense. That tracks.
In the 4 seconds of our intro, I can already forget what show we're doing. But that's okay. We do a lot of shows. We do the toy show. We do Keith and Mike Watch Deep Space Nine. If you're not watching that, you're missing out on
it's happening.
Just much more of us.
Now, is Strange New Worlds coming back this year?
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, I know it's coming. It's coming soon at some point. So we'll have to figure out what we want to do about that.
You know what we also have to do on the Toys channel, Keith? We gotta. I think what it might be a good thing to do, because we looked a little bit at the nacelle toys that are kind of slated in some of the sneak peeks and whatnot. And we've gotten a lot of emails about the Haya toys.
Right.
And we have to get our hands on a few of those.
We do have to get our hands on, yeah.
We should do a little bit of research of where the licenses lie. We should maybe do a state of Star Trek toys. Sort of like a State of the Union.
I mean, I love that idea if you're using the royal we, meaning you do it.
I'm happy to assist.
I think, you know what?
I'm an ideas guy, and that was my idea.
No. Because you are we did the big ceremony. You're now no longer a noob.
You're right.
Maybe you should play the video to prove that you're not a noob. So maybe you should take the captain's chair. What if? Wait, here we go. Production meeting on air.
Okay.
What if for non-Playmates Star Trek toys, contemporary Star Trek toys, you take the captain's chair? What if you show me the
what if I
Star Trek toys?
So then let me dial back the state of
put it back in.
Look at all the licenses. Maybe I'll come up with like a top 5 things that Mike is excited about within Star Trek. Okay. That'd be a fun little
fantastic
side
idea.
Episode. Okay. You do so much work. I think I can do something. I just show up and talk.
I love it. Yes. Well, you do the post-production.
I do the post, yeah. Which
is not nothing.
No, it is not. It is not nothing.
Well, let me tell you, who's not nothing in our hearts.
I felt that coming.
Our good friend and super patron, Kevin Miles, who has continued to send amazing things for us to unbox. And today we're going to look at another thing from Kevin. But before we do that, we got to tell you, I want to be like Kevin, right? How does somebody be like Kevin?
Oh, it's so easy. Well, I mean, Kevin is a supporter of the channel, and you can do that very easily, right? You can give a like, you could subscribe, you could shoot it off to a friend, you could let them know about the little nonsense we're doing on the internet. Or if you want to take it to the next level, Keith, you could join our Patreon. And that is at patreon.com/KNM. You don't even have to give us any money. You can just become a Patreon free user. That doesn't get you much, but it gets you a place in our hearts. And you do get some content at that level. You get to listen to me watching television, which is surprisingly more interesting than it sounds. But for a low price of $1, you can unlock all the other goodies. Mike watches Deep Space Nine. Keith and Mike talk about stuff and do stuff and watch movies. And you get some live streams with the other patrons. You can also support us by sending us things in the mail. We have gotten toys from the 90s. We have gotten $100 Exo 6 figures. We have gotten hundreds of dollars.
Yeah, no joke.
Anything you think the community at large would be interested in looking at through our little crazy lens, send it over to us. Reach out.
Yes.
Look at my Star Trek toys at gmail.com or Keith and Mike Entertainment at gmail.com. Spell out that and you can be just a superhero.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's really exciting. And send it to me. Not Mike. Mike doesn't want it. He doesn't have space. He's not interested in packages. He doesn't want toys. He doesn't like toys.
Woo me. Wayoon me. Whatever you do.
Well, okay.
Send it in the mail.
All right. So we clearly have transactional differences because unlike Mike, I'm not going to kiss you. So,
I mean, I'll listen. Send an email. Let's see what we can negotiate. I got empty space on the shelves, is what I'm saying.
Oh, apparently, and in your heart.
Well, Jen is gone for a few months.
I'm the one with the big vacancy, guys. All right. Anyway, So let
What
us.
is happening? Yeah.
Well, and usually we fall apart on like the third or fourth episode we shoot
Yeah, I
back
know.
to
Well,
back.
we're only
This
doing
is only
3.
our second.
So yeah.
This is only our second, and we're already such a mess. All right, so today we have something completely new and interesting. So let's hop over to ToyCam and
Okay.
look at
So we're
what
done the
Kevin has
arsenal.
sent us. We are done the arsenal.
Huh? Okay.
So I have not opened it, so I don't know what it looks like on the inside, but I had to do some research as what the heck is this that Kevin sent us, and it is sort of this box here, and by pulling the information on the side here, what this is a package sent to writers and directors of Voyager, and basically back in the 80s and 90s, Star Trek had an incredibly unique system of allowing unsolicited scripts and pitch ideas. And so when you wanted to be part of that program, they would send you sort of a show Bible or some information about the show so that you could tailor your scripts or pitches to that idea. And so this is one of those sent out if you wanted to submit a script from season 1 of Voyager
that's
in
cool.
1995.
That's really cool.
It's incredibly cool. So we opened up previously in a previous episode, at some point, a press packet for Voyager for season 1. And so that was for like promoting the show and had some really cool stuff in there. Go check that episode out.
Yeah, does anybody have anything? You got that at a swap meet,
flea
right?
market, yeah. Or
I'd
at
love to
an
see,
antique store.
I'd love to see something like that for Deep Space.
I'm sure it exists.
Yeah,
I'm sure you can get
Bible or
on
something.
eBay and get yourself one of that. My favorite part of that was like the actual physical slides.
Yeah, those are cool. And you rigged a really kind of neat way to look at that. That was neat.
I forget what I did. Well, whatever it was. Oh,
I think,
so
I
genius.
think it was a flashlight, if I'm not mistaken.
Well, really rigged it.
Yeah.
So, just, my goodness. Just like Walter Whited, a way to look at slides. So here we are. I don't know what's inside. Let's find out what they said. I want to write an episode of Voyager.
Heck yeah.
Let's find out what it is. So let's open it up. Oh, wait, Mike, there's a surprise.
Oh my goodness, that's Neelix?
Yes, that's an Ethan Phillips autographed
That's
picture. Holy crap. And it's real. This is a real live Ethan Phillips autographed picture from 1997.
Oh, that's cool, bud.
That's so cool. One of the first promotional things. All right. Oh, that's really cool. Kevin, that's
brings me back. Those 8x10s.
Wait, so hold on, because on my wall behind me, I don't know if I've ever shown this. So right here, that was hanging up on my wall. This is a very similar one from Brent Spiner that my uncle got me because he was working on the show. So he went to Brent in person while they were working together and got me this one. And so you can see here, Brent signed my name wrong, spelled my name wrong, but that's how
awesome.
my older brother does it. So yeah, this is the first ever Star Trek autograph I got. Very sort of similar, because it was one of those official ones sent out by Paramount. So very, very cool. All right, so anyway, yeah, that's awesome. That's gonna go up somewhere in prominence. So let us look at the Writer's Director's Guide from the first season. Okay, so this is really, this is interesting because, first off,
Oh, you got that
certificate
cert.
of limited edition. There's 10,000 of these. Interesting. So I wonder if this was commercially available?
Yeah, the ones I see on eBay that are one of 10,000, they have those for Deep Space Nine as well. So, I guess they got a limited number.
I guess they commercialized what they would send here, but in this incredibly like fancy and elaborate box, it's just regular paper stapled, which feels very authentic. So here, the first season version of the Writer's Guide. Yeah, this is like a full-on WordPerfect file here. It's got stuff on the backstory. about the quest, about the ship itself.
I'm trying not to read it.
That's right. Yeah, because we're gonna do Voyager once we're done Deep Space Nine.
Let's pin this because this will be a great first episode guide through.
That's true. And so you have your character breakdowns. This is again similar to the press packet, but just not. This is aimed at people working on the show and not people trying to do articles promoting the premiere of the show. So we needed to see what order they do this. So Tom Paris is the second build, then Chakotay. Now, interesting here. Well, yeah, because this is going to have more spoilers than the press packet is going to have, because press packet came out before the pilot. This must have been a little bit later. Interesting. And Tuvok gets the shortest one. Harry Kim gets a page and a half, and Tuvok gets 3 paragraphs. I don't know. And
what's it all about, Keith? What is it all about?
They're just giving us information. Interesting. The doctor, Bob Picardo, is still listed as Doc Zimmerman when they still were giving him a name. So this is obviously very early. And Neelix and Kes, which are grouped together. There's Neelix, are grouped together. And that's it. It's basically just a very quick description of the show and the ship and the world and each of the characters. But I imagine that when they were starting out writing these things, they didn't have a lot more information. Because this was early enough that we're still calling the doctor Doc Zimmerman. So
can you read me the blurb, because we've gotten through enough of this on Deep Space. Read me the blurb about the Maquis, because at this point, you remember the Maquis had sort of like a importance, and then the importance kind of withered a bit. I want to see how they reframe their importance here.
Okay, let me get the microphone here. I'll NPR this.
Yeah.
The Cardassians and the Federation may consider the Maquis outlaws, but in their own minds, they are freedom fighters. They are idealistic nonconformists who believe passionately that they are taking the only course of action they can to protect themselves and their loved ones from continued Cardassian aggression. Some are Starfleet officers who have resigned their commission or dropped out of the Academy. Some have been tasked to leave Starfleet, but they most share a common trait. They are not comfortable living under the strict rules of conduct demanded by Starfleet. They are independent, free-thinking individuals with perhaps a few more rough edges than we might see in the typical Starfleet crew. In addition to 2 regular characters that are Maquis, I'm not going to say who, for Mike, we assume that some 20 more have come on board and can be used from time to time in stories.
Okay.
Very interesting. What a great sort of time capsule and glimpse into early Voyager.
This is this kind of memorabilia is the stuff I love. I love toys. I love figurines. I love storytelling. But there's something really kind of nice about, like you said, a very specific piece of memorabilia that is a time capsule of a production in time.
Yeah, and it gives a window into the production's thinking of things. So sort of the behind the scenes, it's because it's in canon, it's also out of canon because they're from the perspective of writing stuff. Really fascinating. What a unique piece of memorabilia. So thank you so much, Kevin, for sending this.
Really
I'm going to
cool.
put it with the press packet. I'm sort of assembling a pretty cool collection of Voyager memorabilia. Maybe we'll have Sean on, my brother who worked on the show, come back and talk a little bit more about it. And I'd love to quiz him on all of these characters and see what he remembers, because not much, but it will be entertaining and funny to ask him those questions. So whether or not we're entertaining and funny, we appreciate you watching.
Did Sean keep like notes and stuff from his work on, like, he must have interesting little like journals and things, catalogs.
Not really. I mean, it would basically be the database of sounds, and because you'd have to keep notes on, okay, so obviously the Voyager ship and the hum building out, because we talked about on one of the episodes we did with him, all of the layers of sound, the background sounds. So you have the hum of the warp drive, and then you have the beeps and boops, and each room sounds a little bit different because of how close they are to the warp drive and whatever else might be happening. And I imagine that those are pretty static. You remember, like on Voyager, it's this, but for some of the alien ships that you go to, oh, wait, we need to go back and, deal with a Hirogen ship again. What was the layer of stuff? So I bet he would have notes on that somewhere.
I have so many questions for him again. We have to get him back on.
Yeah.
I hear of all that kind of work, and I can see and sense the tedium of it because so much of that is having to happen in such quick turnaround. I'd love to know what the fun stuff was, right? I'm guessing like this sort of just like nothing exists in the catalog. Yeah. So
new aliens, new monsters, new whatever, and creating, I bet it's the sounds that it takes some creativity to make. And he talked about,
we did, yeah.
Recording stuff live around our property and how to integrate that in, and anything you have to create yourself and not just pulling from the Paramount library, I imagine. But we'll ask him next time we have a Sounds of Star Trek with Sean Varney. That would be really fun. So anyway, thank you so much, Kevin, for sending all of this. Thank you all for watching. We're going to have another exciting unboxing from our good friend, patron Peter Benke next week. I wonder if it's going to be another monster. We had some pretty cool monsters last two that we opened. Speaking of little monsters, hey Tux. So we will see you back here next week with another episode of Look at My Star Trek Toys.